Welcome everyone to another episode of Bruvcast. I'm Raj, and back in the house we have Sittle. What's up, bruv?
What's happening?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Recovering from bank holiday.
Recovering, right? Why
It
recovering?
was a busy one. Enjoying the sunshine.
Do you find that when it comes to long weekends, your funk is off when you go back to work?
Yeah.
It takes you a while to get back into the flow.
Bro, I did jack shit on Tuesday. It was yesterday.
It's so crazy how one day just messes you up.
Yeah, exactly. And with the kind of with it getting warmer, there's like less motivation to do anything productive.
Yep. It's just nicer to look outside and enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rays.
Staring at the abyss.
I definitely find it hard to get back into gear, man.
Oh, no.
And I'm not hating on bank holidays. I love them. I think that they're the greatest gift that we have in the country. Like, I have people I work with in the US. They don't get anywhere near these. The amount of holidays that we get around this time is just something unheard of.
It's mental, innit?
They get one holiday. I think they have one holiday end of this month.
What's that?
It's I don't know the name of it. I should know the name of it, but they have one. It's not President's Day. It's another one.
Yeah.
End of this month, which is the same as us. But other than that, like, they don't have Easter. They don't have the one that we just had.
Yeah.
So
King's birthday.
King's birthday. Yeah. Your boy Charles.
My boy Charles, man.
Yeah. So you eventually got back into the groove, or you're still?
Yeah, today. Well, the thing is, I'm off on Friday as well, and Monday. So like, I'm just.
So why are you even working?
Yeah, I know.
You might as well just call it
Quits, isn't it? I mean, today was a good day. I managed to get out at about 4. Rocked up at 10.
That's nice.
Went shopping for an hour at lunch.
So how many hours did you work?
Not much.
How do you get back in the groove? Do you have like a method? Like, if you've got work to do, there's stuff going on that you need to like attend to, but your brain is just like, nah, man, nothing to work.
Yeah, it depends how urgent it is, right?
Yeah, but even if it's like medium level of urgency, but you need to get it done.
Yeah, so I play devil's advocate with myself. Like, what would happen? I'll play out scenarios. What would happen if I leave it to tomorrow or the day after?
So, but that's the option. Just push it.
Yeah.
Procrastinate.
Yeah, that's tomorrow's Sittle's problem.
Then that tomorrow's Sittle's going to be pissed at you.
Exactly.
And then it just kind of has a chain effect. But okay, so now urgent needs to be done, but your brain is not in gear. What do you do?
See, where times like that, I kind of force myself, right?
You just struggle through it. Don't you set some music going?
Hype yourself up.
Put your headphones in.
Yeah.
What's your jam? Like, do you do any of that? That's what I do. I'm asking.
No, because
that's kind of how
I work in. I don't work with like background music or anything on. I just.
Oh, you're like a silent worker.
Dead silent, and I'm on it. Or I go into the office where I know no one, so I'll go into another office where I know no one, or I'm left alone and just whack it out. Cancel everything I have if I have to.
Clear
my calendar, deal with it, put myself online so no one can see me or message me or call me.
Put yourself offline, you mean?
Yeah.
Offline.
Yeah. Invisible, whatever it is, on Teams. And then just deal with it. It's like what we used to do in uni. Pushes the last 48 hours. I mean, you didn't. You were good. I did. Everyone else.
I remember. I remember that. Mick and me submitted early.
Yeah.
Fernandez and Ash, bruv, yeah? What? To the last minute. Mick was helping Fernandez print his dissertation because it was meant to be submitted that day.
Yeah, because I remember he had to give his, and I was staying at yours.
Yeah,
And,
you were there as
bruv,
well.
I drove at like 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
to uni to like print shit off and hand it. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, those are the days, bruv.
I still remember that. Mick was like organizing the paperwork for Fernandez.
So funny.
That's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh wait, did he? Is it that he submitted early, or he didn't have to do it? I can't remember what Mick's situation was. I can't imagine him submitting it early.
He had more coursework in it.
He had more coursework. Yeah, that was it. Because he had a choice.
I think
he had a choice.
He had more coursework.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the kind of approach I'll tell you. I'll go back to. I'll put myself back into uni days. I'm like,
the stakes are higher though in uni days. You didn't have a mortgage, bruv.
Yeah, but like one little thing, if it's like late or that this is your degree on the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like exactly. So if you could get shit done in 24 to 48 hours, deal with it. Work overnight if you have to.
Well, I'm glad that you have your mechanisms to get you back in the groove, and you clearly don't need to really do that this week because, I mean, you're basically just there in spirit. Hi everyone, all right, Kencho.
Right, what's going on?
Then bounce.
Yeah, that is it.
Like a figurehead. You know, you have those figureheads that don't do anything. They're just there
they
for
just turn up for moral support.
They just turn up, for moral support. Not even moral support. They're just there. They just exist.
Actually, saying that, I had a couple of meetings like that today. Right, I was literally just there for moral support. I'm like, excellent job, well done, carry on.
You didn't have to do anything else.
No.
Are you ever in a meeting where you feel like you should say something? Even though you don't really have anything to say?
No, not really. If I got nothing to say, I just don't bother. I mean, sometimes I'm like, odd comment here and there. But, nah, not really.
I do find sometimes you're in meetings and...
You feel like you have to.
People... You kind of... Well, the worst is when you want to say something and you can't get a word in edgeways for whatever reason. Like, you're remote, everyone else is there in person. So, like, it's just not easy to interject.
Yeah, you put your hand up and no one sees it.
Put your hand up, no one sees it. Or you put your hand up, then you forget why you put your hand up. Then like, oh, any questions, Raj? And then they say, oh, it's a stale hand or an old hand. That's what I heard today. It's an old
legacy hand.
Is that what you said?
Legacy hand. Well, sometimes I'll just wave at the screen. It's a real hand. Hand up. But then, like, it depends on on the meeting as well. Sometimes you just have to like come off mute and just start talking.
Yeah, sometimes I do. So if I really need to like get a point, I'll clamor over someone as well.
Hold up.
Like if it needs to be said, I'll be like, all right, warrior, let me just let you know what I have to say about this.
But bruv, do you get some people that just like talk nonstop and carry on talking? So then you just sit back and like, let the verbal diarrhea out.
I have definitely experienced that in recent history.
Yeah.
And it's the situation where I'm preparing to have this conversation. I'm having this meeting with someone, and it's a combination of them talking and then them thinking their thoughts to you during that same sentence. So they'll say something.
Yeah.
They'll say something like, yeah, so we really needed to adjust this approach because we were thinking about this new style of way of doing it. But then I was thinking that maybe we could have done this the other way, because that was the thing that we said in the meeting the last time. But, just wanted to make sure that you're up to date with this because, there was been bro. And I'm like, I'm trying to follow, and I'm like, my head is going left and right. You know,
Yeah,
you know how you're like trying to read, bro.
yeah.
You know the ones. You know when you're on the underground and you're trying to see which
Yeah,
tube stop
yeah.
you're
You're
at.
like,
You're like that. Your head's just going side to side, left to
bro,
right.
jokes.
And I had to call it out. I was like, that was a lot of
Information.
It was a lot of information. Yeah, that was a lot of information. Let's just address the first point, which is the question that I asked before we start the Ramayan, man. Why are we starting the Ramayan, bro?
Bro, you know what I've kind of learned to do over the years, like people like that. I just wait till they run out of breath. Like
Yeah, but
at some
you've
point they
got
have
so
to
yeah,
take a breath.
okay, but let's say you have a meeting and
Limited.
you're 20 minutes into the
Yeah,
meeting.
I know. Yeah, no problem.
There's 10 minutes left, and this person is going to start to speak about something, and maybe they do have something valid to say, but the substance is buried as like a sandwich between all this other stuff.
Yeah,
So it's like, tell me that. I don't need the fluff.
yeah.
It's difficult.
Oh, bro. I don't know how to. Yeah, dealing with people like
I've definitely been there.
that. Yeah, there's a couple of people I could think of like that. I just can't deal with it.
It's just, I think, I mean, some people do find it like nerve wracking, right? And speaking in meetings
Yeah.
and having conversations about things, that they may not even be completely comfortable with. And that sometimes is where you waffle, right? So that's understandable, but it can still be like intense.
You know what I find. You probably get this right. From like the kind of groups of people I've been working with, typically a lot of like the kind of technical people cannot like contain themselves in like technical jargon when they're speaking to like the business. And it's like, mate, they're coming out with all these words and uh, kind of kind of methodologies and stuff, and like they don't give a shit. So I had this guy right start talking about like describing a technical stack to like a policy official, and this guy messaged me and was like, "What is this guy on about?" Like, I've been listening to him for 10 minutes. I've understood about 4 words. So I had to have a chat with this girl. I was like, "Look, like, I know you're not in my line management chain, but I think you'll like benefit from a bit of like coaching on how to like translate all that kind of technical stuff you're talking about into, imagine you're speaking to your grandma, right? Like that's the bar you need to start with." But yeah, there's all that kind of jargon, and
It's a skill,
it's a
though,
skill.
isn't it?
Yeah. But you don't expect it.
You need to always
Yeah,
be
is it
thinking,
like
huh?
like people like kind of people that are coding and doing stuff like that?
I have worked with engineers that are really
Yeah,
good like
but
that.
I mean, if you look at the population, there's not that many. Like it's
Some will be much more
some are
like
brilliant,
technical.
but
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch that but that's only my experience, and that's like the verbal diarrhea.
Let's get into the news,
Yeah,
man.
bruv.
Some news this
What's
week.
happening?
So it was the Met Gala.
Oh yeah,
Do you know what the Met Gala actually
King
is?
Khan, bruv.
King Khan was there.
King
Yeah.
Khan.
What is the Met Gala,
I
bro?
don't know. Is it?
What does it
Is it?
actually symbolize?
Is it a film thing?
Met. I don't know, bro. I actually don't know. I know that there's a big hoo-ha about it.
Oh,
But
museum.
what is it? It's the annual horticulture fundraising festival held at the benefit of the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute in Manhattan. It's the world's most prestigious and glamorous fashion event.
Fashion. There you
So it's a fashion event.
go. Fair.
So obviously everyone who goes there is making a statement.
That makes sense now, seeing the media.
Yeah. So
I was wondering, why is everyone dressed so like flamboyantly?
I honestly, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was something to do with like movies.
Same.
I had no idea, bro. I was maybe some kind of show, bro,
Same.
or
I
something.
thought it was like a new version of like Cannes Festival or something like that, right?
But yeah, it's purely for it's a glamorous fashion event. Attendees are given the opportunity to express themselves through fashion, often producing elaborate and highly publicized outfits inspired by the evening theme and broader cultural context. So, what was the theme this year then?
No idea, bro.
Let's see. The theme was superfine tailoring black style.
Okay. Okay, that's starting to make more sense now.
Yeah.
I mean, the only bit I saw was on a little bit on social media about King Khan dominating the stage and entrance.
Well, he didn't, bruv. He didn't actually dominate
He
because he had to introduce himself. Like there was a journalist that asked who he was, and he was like, "I'm Shah Rukh.
I'm King Khan, the Badshah of Bollywood."
No, he did. He wasn't recognized.
Really?
And then Diljit Dosanjh was there,
Was he right?
and he was like dressed like a Raj, bruv. Like his outfit was legit.
Really?
Yeah, his outfit was legit and like very, very traditional, like royalty.
Oh yeah, fine.
Like Punjab royalty. And he was jamming with Shakira. There's videos of him on a bus with Shakira going to the Met Gala.
Bloody hell.
He's just chilling
That's
in the bus with her
jokes.
and some other people. But yeah, the story is that there was a blue carpet, not a red carpet, and in the blue carpet, had the two, that Diljit Dosanjh and Shah Rukh Khan. Shah Rukh Khan was wearing something by Sabyasachi.
You know what that looked like? It looked like that Matrix jacket.
It did.
Isn't it? That's the only thing I remember about it. It looks like what?
And he had all these chains on
the
as
thing
well.
Morpheus wears. That's what it basically looked like.
That's basically the look he's going for, man.
Yeah.
But he wasn't recognized, so there's a big hoo-ha about that.
See, the social media I was looking at was Voopla, whatever they're called, the Indian Bollywood Bombay kind of outlet. They basically
the news.
They follow. It's like social media. They basically follow like celebs or random shit about Bollywood.
And they were saying it was King Khan. Yeah. So it's interesting, man. It's interesting seeing Indians in the Met Gala. It's the first time apparently that has happened.
Bloody hell.
What's the most like craziest fashion thing that you've worn, bruv? Like, what's the most outrageous thing that you've worn? From a fashion perspective, not like a stag do. It was obviously that's a different department. But like, have you ever like, I wonder what this is gonna.
No, I mean, back in the day, we used to wear like shit like white jeans and stuff, right? They wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't do low rise. No, that was standard fashion, man. Yeah, everything's kind of. It was standard fashion back then, but looking back now, you're like, probably not.
Yeah, low-rise
jeans.
Like they're literally hanging off you.
Yeah.
And you couldn't, like, that's just the way that they were fit.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you wouldn't wear those.
Wearing visors, like just.
That was a you and Mick thing. Visors I never understood, bro.
Visors? Why would you wear visors?
Why did you wear visors?
I don't know.
And so you could still have your spikes.
Yeah. There's also from like rap videos back then, right? Like Nelly used to rock one, and it was normal fashion back then.
Bro, Mick, you know what he used to have? He used to have visors and
armbands. The sweatbands.
Yeah, the sweatbands, bro. But he wasn't going anywhere doing any kind of sports.
Yeah, that would be on a night out.
Yeah, he would wear it on a night out. He was like some kind of kilari, bro.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, I don't think we were that outrageous. That's not.
I don't think we were, man. I think I would wear a suit jacket and jeans and like a white t-shirt
Yeah,
if we're going out. That was the standard attire, but nothing like.
nothing out there.
I mean, I do like wearing like colorful shirts and stuff when I'm on holiday and that, but
Yeah,
nothing on the level as King Khan or Diljit Dosanjh. Not for like jamming at home kind of
no,
vibes.
not wearing dhotis and shit.
Actually, no. You know what I do?
Go on.
I had so when I was backpacking, I got these like dhoti pants,
Oh yeah,
and they're like super comfortable. Guggen hates them, bro. I have two pairs. Yeah, one is like got these like they're like hippie shorts,
yeah.
bro. Yeah, one is like I got elephant
Oh
print on
yeah,
it, and then there's another one that's a plain one. She hated them so much, bruv. Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna bother wearing these because every time I'd wear them, bruv, like take those off. It looks so silly.
bro. If they're
So
comfortable, man.
they were comfortable, but like if I was to go outside, it looks like I'm wearing a skirt, man.
But what about just jamming at home?
Jamming at home, I could, bro.
Exactly.
I could do it, man.
Be your home
But,
pants.
it's a bit self. I feel a bit self conscious rocking out. Like if I'm putting out the Gusio, bro, and I'm wearing that elephant print.
Oh yeah, yeah, bro. That reminds me of when we went to India for Mick's wedding, where you started
Oh yeah,
you started buying up like every kurta pajama you could see, bruv.
got to wear them in it. You never know. Come
For match of the day.
match of the day
Yeah,
gomes. That's what you guys used to say.
yeah, bro.
I think it's important though, man. Because when you're going to go to India, you're not going to go all the time. So when you do go, you might as well make sure you're getting a good,
Good selection.
amount of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, a good selection.
But to be fair, now like there's so much choice you got online, and you could just literally order it from India from your sofa these days. Same damn shit.
Yeah, 100%.
Like
100%. There's way more options
yeah,
now.
way more. I mean, you got massive warehouses that literally just import, and then they set up the UK website, and you're basically buying the same shit at a little bit more of a premium, but it's convenience.
Doesn't I think Zara now does
Yeah,
Indian
bruv, I've
outfits.
started seeing this
Yeah.
on UK, like a lot of the UK retailers,
Mm-hmm.
especially online.
Yeah.
They've got like not ethnic section, but like
They have
yeah,
like Asian
yeah, and
section.
so
They have stuff when it's like
yeah,
Eid
so
or
that's when
Diwali.
I saw it. Like he just went right not too long ago,
Yeah.
and there's a whole like page on. I can't remember which retailer it was. There's a whole kind of page on like options of like Eid outfits and stuff, and it just literally popped up like randomly. If,
What on your feed?
no, on the website, I must have been looking for something. Yeah,
Oh,
I was
okay, okay,
like,
okay.
what? When did they start doing this? But I think they've also clocked on because that's like they've clocked the monopoly market, right?
Yeah. Yeah. They know that there's money to be made
But
here.
shitload of money. How much you pay for like wedding outfits and just like
And the crazy thing is, it's all getting made in the same factories, bro.
fuck, I
They're
know.
making a dhoti. They're making a dhoti for Ramlal down the road that has a shop, but they're also making jeans or like joggers for Lululemon,
Exactly.
bro, in the same factory, man.
Exactly.
So why
Why
not?
not? Bruv, I know, man. That's one of those kind of things where yeah, because I've started ordering like when I need some Indian outfit online, bruv. That's the way. Or they're saying that I went to this friggin' it's like a couture warehouse in Essex, right? And it's the
Hmm.
shit you see in like Mumbai.
Oh, okay.
So it's this Italian guy that started. This guy is basically he's a part-time GP and he runs an Indian men's
Oh, really?
yeah, he runs a men and Indian wear like kind of showroom, right, for like groom outfits.
part-time
Bro,
GP,
yeah,
and he
this
has
is
this.
family thing, but he's a GP working there. And on
Okay.
the side, this guy's Italian. On the side, he basically married an Asian. On the side, he does this. The wife runs it full time, but he's got ins with all the like Mumbai designers. So you
Okay.
pick what you want, you get measured up, it sends off all the measurements, and it comes back. You get refitted there in the UK, and it goes kind of
Mm,
back and forth. But it's sick, bro. It's like next level.
good
Yeah, and
quality.
you wouldn't imagine that in the UK. Like it's another.
No.
I mean, Bond Street, you've got a couple of shops there, but it's going to another level.
They do have that. If we're getting custom Indian outfits made,
Yeah,
that it does like we did that for our wedding.
well, in the UK.
That was in
Yeah,
America. In
yeah, yeah.
America, similar process, right? You go there, you do your fitting, and then it goes back and forth. I think once or twice, maybe. Well, I mean, Gogan's one might have done a few more, um, but just to get it like wherever the spec you want it.
Yeah, pretty sick.
Um, so what Italian? So what is it? Is his GP practice in the same
No, no,
place as
no,
he's
no.
selling his
That's
copra?
his house, right? So half of the
Okay.
building is his home. The other half
Okay.
is converted into a showroom. Um,
Oh, I thought half of the
no,
building
no,
is his
his
GP
GP is
practice.
around like Essex somewhere. But the joke thing is he's a part time GP, and
That's
then
mad.
evenings, weekends, and kind of Fridays he does he runs the men's bit of the showroom, and his wife runs the women's thing full time. Um,
It's pretty cool,
Bruv,
man.
jokes, man. Yeah, but you got a place like that now, which I didn't expect, but hey, that's it. So yeah, bruv, that's one news thing. Met Gala. What's the second?
Met Gala, bro. That's it. That was
Bruv,
the news. That was the
VE
news.
Day.
What's the other
VE Day
news?
tomorrow. 80 years.
Oh, is it 80 years?
80
Damn.
years. Didn't you hear about a lot of street parties over the weekend?
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah. I saw that. I saw some streets had their flags and
yeah,
stuff.
so there was a thing where you could apply to your local council to have your road closed.
Yeah.
And they like set up all the like diversions and stuff like that, as long as it's not main road, obviously.
Hmm.
But yeah, you could like apply to run a street party and close the road.
Did you do
Bruv,
that?
someone on a couple of people on my road tried to do it. Half the road didn't respond because they're either away or doing elsewhere, and there's yeah, there's loads of flags and stuff, but that's about it.
So they didn't close the
No,
road.
no. Oh,
Do you get any money if you want to do a street
no,
party?
no,
Do you get
no. So there are rules you have to follow, right? So you can't like sell anything.
no mal?
Yeah, no man, you can't sell anything.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like a couple of restrictions. It has to be between certain times, and there's a whole like checklist the
Okay.
council gives you basically. Um, but yeah, VE Day tomorrow. All the parades are happening in Central.
I didn't even know that, man.
Bruv. They were basically saying, I was listening to radio this morning, right? Is it one or two? One or two in every six 18 to 24 year olds don't doesn't really understand the meaning behind V Day. Like, and
But why would they?
yeah. So the other thing was like history. When we took history in
Hmm.
school, they were teaching us.
Mr.
Mr.
Hunston.
Hunton, God bless him. God bless his soul. Rest in peace.
God bless. God bless him. He was sick,
He was.
bro.
He was. He did lose his temper a lot.
He did lose his temper. He used to kick the bin. But you know what? You know a good teacher when you're still remembering them decades
Yeah, yeah,
after they taught you,
yeah,
or a very bad teacher.
yeah,
Like they're either very good or they're very one extreme or the other.
yeah. Like the other one that used to wear a glove, the RE teacher.
Hey, what's up, bro? He smelled of alcohol, man. I don't know what that guy was doing. So wait, you're saying in history what happens?
Yeah, so when we kind of learned history, it was slightly different. They didn't really teach us about World War I or World War II, right? Not really in depth. It was more about what was it about? We learn about
We did learn about some
some
of
of
it,
it,
but
but not.
I don't remember it in
Yeah,
depth. I think we learned more about the Industrial
exactly.
Revolution.
It was more of that.
Way more. I remember more about that. I mean, maybe we did, or I'm forgetting
Yeah,
it, but I don't
but
remember it being much
but
more.
now apparently they're starting to focus more on the World War One, World War Two.
But because that's close to history, isn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
For us, the history was older. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that could be where it came from. But yeah,
It's crazy that there's still veterans
yeah,
in their 90s or 100 years that are like that were
I know it's insane, isn't it?
fighting in the war, bro. And then now, imagine what they must be thinking nowadays with all this everything that's going on. They were like, "Fucking hell, man! I fought for this.
Yeah,
I fought for you, man, to come and raise the taxes at these levels."
exactly, bro. It's fucked up. Uh,
I wonder if the like if you got veterans and you were to ask them like,
do you?
was it worth it? Like, obviously you did it. There's a bigger sacrifice,
Yeah,
man. You put the country above everything.
exactly.
But now where we are, everything that's happened, all the craziness that's happening in this world, in this country, Brexit, all of that stuff. Like, I'd be so interested to understand, like, what's their take on it,
Yeah,
man?
but
Because they had the highest, they had the most skin in the
yeah,
game.
exactly.
No one else was willing to do
No,
it, bro. They were the ones that
yeah.
did it.
So where I got all this from was LBC this morning, and you had like a
Okay.
couple of people come on, right? And they had this
Yeah.
one lady, she was 90 something, and she was talking about her family when they came back, right? And they got
Mm.
royally screwed because the war was over, and these veterans got told to just go home. Like, okay, like go home, war's done, and
Oh.
that's it, no support, right? So they were given like clothing vouchers, right, which was
Mm.
barely enough to just like she was like describing like it was hard to get by. We could barely afford like clean underwear. Like the veterans got fucked over. There's a period
Yeah.
low. There wasn't enough support, and there was a whole bunch of veterans that went into like the mining industry.
Okay.
But when they died, they weren't remembered as these people fought in the war. They were miners because they've been doing that for so long, right? After the war,
Oh
yeah. So
shit.
the whole like cohort of like unsung heroes. There's that element, but then she was kind of also saying like now the kind of I think it was last couple of days, the government's announced like more support for people in the armed forces to help them
Mm.
like get back into jobs after they finish serving, all that kind of stuff. Because what happened after the World War, there was like literally like
That's so
not
messed
that
up,
much
man.
support, and these are the people that like fought for our freedom.
And in an actual world war
Exactly.
as well, like where it's the biggest war, man. It's the biggest war that we've
Yeah.
had, apart from World War One. But
And,
like,
bruv, and in the same program, I can't remember who the presenter was, but tomorrow they're speaking to a historian that's gonna go through the scenarios of what would happen if we lost the war. Like, what would the world be
oh shit,
like? Um,
it'll be German, man.
yeah, but he's like, what could you,
Or maybe no, we would have been taken
bruv? We
away,
wouldn't be
bro.
here.
We wouldn't be
We'll
here.
be jamming in Africa.
Or well, no, because then they would have taken over the whole world, bro.
No,
World domination. That's what his plan was, and he would have wiped out any race that
yeah, but
wasn't
I don't think we'll go that far.
his ideal vision of it. But I hear let's before we digress into a history podcast because we are not qualified, bro.
Bro, that's interesting.
It is interesting.
I don't think
I
our
don't disagree.
listeners are probably like, shut up. Get
They'll
on
be
with the
like,
struggles.
who
But
got that shit?
what I'm saying, these are world struggles, right? These are world struggles.
These are the big these are big struggles,
Yeah,
man. These are
these are
struggles.
world struggles.
Would you if there was a if we had to be drafted, would you go? Would you go fight?
Nah, all love.
Fight for your country?
Which one? Kenya, India, UK.
No, I mean, you're a
British,
British
yeah, yeah.
citizen. It will have to be the UK.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I don't think I would. I mean, not on the front line.
But would you provide support to the military?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what if there was a risk of life?
Depends how.
Risk to life.
As in my
Sorry, not
life.
risk. Your life. What was going to be Satish's life, bro?
But that's still quite serious, you know. Possibly, but yeah, possibly. I have to depend where, in the what context.
I don't know if I think it would be very difficult to do something with if my life was on the line. I would do something if there was like a draw or a draft, whatever it's called. I'd support however I can with the skills that I have.
Exactly.
Like I'm not, bruv, I'm not. You give me a gun, bruv, I end up shooting myself in the foot, man. I'm not gonna help. I'm gonna hinder. You got to play to your strengths. I'll do everything else, but I'll entertain the troops. Yeah,
Saving Private Raj.
You have to save, but he's gonna mess himself up. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would do, man. But I don't think I would be able to be a
front line's difficult, man.
So it's not even in the moment. It's the mental stuff you need to deal with afterwards, man. Even if you're like even exposed to the like horrific things that are happening and the things that you see and the suffering and the pain and the loss and all of that, there's nothing that compares. That's the most raw thing that you're going to see in a war zone, man. Like there's nothing that bad worse than that. So processing that, is going to take forever,
bruv.
Yeah,
no, I agree. Do anything to support frontline. No, leave that to more qualified people.
Yeah, if any of the listeners have served, let us know. Let us know what it was like, because some of them may have, man. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I've had in my old job, I had 2 people that served. One was a major.
Oh damn!
Did a tour of Iraq and Afghanistan. Back was fucked. Like the shit he went through, he had to go through a couple of years of like therapy, and like now, like it took him a bit of time to get back into like working and stuff. But he's like, he still carries the scars into like physical scars. Is like his back's fucked, his body's fucked. So yeah.
Well, good luck to him, innit? Thank you for your.
That's
service.
what I said when Arthur did the job. I was like, "Thank you for your service. You can chill out. Don't worry. You might get repetitive strain injury from typing too much. That's as far as it's gonna be.
That's as worse as it's gonna get, man. It's not gonna go anywhere beyond that.
Yeah, exactly.
So. Share the struggle, find the funny, bro. What you got?
Struggle. Oh, okay. So this is related to bank holiday, right?
Okay.
And it's not okay. So this is not a personal struggle, but this is a struggle I witnessed firsthand, right? Before
all struggles count.
Before I go into this, right, kind of question, like like how like when we were younger, growing up, 20s, 30s, whatever, right? What are the lengths you went to like impress a girl on a first date? You've probably done like loads of stuff, right? Like
on a first
date, second date, third date, fourth date, whatever, right?
I mean, yeah, whatever. Like get something, go somewhere nice. Bro, I wasn't really going anywhere nice, bro. Let's go cinema, innit?
Go cinema.
You choose a movie.
No, but
choose a movie
if you really wanted to impress.
I guess it would be like knowing, like reading up on whatever subject, whatever she was interested in, whatever like music that she was liking, whatever she was into. I would start like understanding and being able to like say, oh yeah, this is a track from an artist that she likes or something.
Oh, bro.
I do more like upskilling my knowledge. That's what I would do.
You're quite considerate.
Why would you
make it all about me? Need to trim, need new cars.
Oh yeah, obviously that kind of stuff, man. I'm just like talking about if you're trying to
impress. Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, so back to the struggle, right? So on Saturday, weather was banging, right? So we end up going to Hever Castle, which is
Okay.
like beautiful grounds. We've got kind of castle. We've got like nice walk, lovely lake, right? So did all that, had lunch, and then towards like end of the day, like before we went out, I'm like, okay, let's go boating. So they've got option of two boats. You've got pedalers and you've got rowboats.
Okay.
And there were probably, a good balance of pedalers and rowboats available. The kids like, oh, we want to have a go, right? So I'm like, okay, pedalers it is. And the other people they're like, yeah, pedalers easier. Like it is like you genuinely have to know how to row to be able to
Okay.
like go far out and come back within 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you could see like on the lake there were like people that would basically have rowed before or kind of know how to row to like get themselves out and come back. So we jump on this pedalo, right? And we start going out. And about 30 meters, I noticed the couple that were in front of us. It was a Indian guy and an Indian girl. And if I had to hedge my bets, it was probably their first, second, third, fourth date, around that mark, given
Early
early
days.
days, given how they're interacting in the queue and how they,
Yeah, a little bit of distance, a little bit of like
yeah.
pleasant smiles or like awkward smiles.
So my man got a rowboat. So he must have come out about 15, 20 meters from the decking, and my man
Yeah.
got stuck. So then
What? What do you mean he got
bruv,
stuck?
he was rowing in a circle for about 5 minutes. He couldn't get
So
out.
wait, so wait, hold on, hold on,
Yeah.
hold on,
So
hold
so
on.
my
Let's call this guy. Let's give this guy a name first because I
Mahesh,
can't do
Mahesh,
stories
call him
without
Mahesh.
names. Nah, man, he has to be a Gopal,
Gopal,
bro.
Gopal, whatever.
Gopal is on the
On
lake
the lake, bruv.
in a boat
In a rowboat.
that you have to row
In a row, yeah.
with. Should we get what was her name?
No, pick a name.
Arti.
Arti and Gopal.
Yeah. So what? And only Gopal is the one on the
Yeah,
rowing.
so we had, like they were debating what to get before, right? And he's like,
Gopal said,
Gopal, yeah,
"I
yeah,
got
I
it."
got it. Like rowboat, right? Okay, it's gonna be like romantic. Like,
Man, the
bro,
bad man,
I
bada
could
bad man, bada
imagine
bad
in
man.
his head what he thought. Like rowboat, you get these movie scenes, rowboat, go out halfway, romantic, and like
Yeah,
all of
he
that.
in his
I,
mind he thinks he's
I,
row the
I could
boat,
see
bro.
that playing through his mind as he was like booking the boat. So yeah, he went out first, and then it took us a little bit long because of kids, right? So we got on the pedalo. So you initially get a push out if you're on a rowboat from the people that work there. You get a push out. So then you kind of do it right. And I was seeing how it's rowing, bro. He was going up and down, not round
What
and
like a
round. Yeah,
bird?
bro, up and down. So he didn't know how to row, and then he thought, okay, this is not working. So he grabbed one and he's just going around in a circle. And we passed him. I turned around, bro. He's just going around in a circle. I started fucking creasing. And I'm like, okay, poor guy. He's trying his best to impress this girl he's on a date with.
What was she doing?
Bro, she was just sitting there. Like, she was just watching him. She wasn't saying,
Why didn't she
bro, she
help?
wasn't saying much because, like, this is why you could tell it was, that early days where it
But
was a bit
if you're
awkward,
going on a date early days, bro, you don't go on open water, man. There's
bruv. And then so yeah,
especially with
so
someone who doesn't know their way around a
bruv.
rowboat.
So yeah, we went up on the pedalos all the way around. It was quite far, right? Quite far out, and it's like a massive lake. So you come back round. This guy must have managed to get 3/4 of the way. So for 40 minutes, he must have been going round, up and down, a couple of meters here and there. And then he might have started watching like the profesh rowers that know how to fucking row. Started copying them, right? Because then he had to get back. So he literally like must have gone like quarter way, 3/4, like quarter way,
So he figured it out.
like eventually, but after going around for about 5 minutes in a circle.
Why didn't you go and help
Bro,
him?
why again?
But like,
I didn't want to crash the day.
you help a brother out, innit? You know the deal, bro.
Bro, it's his struggle. I thought the least I could do is share his struggle on the podcast.
Maybe he's listening,
I
bro.
hope he is, man.
The Gopal or Arti might be listening.
Gopal, man.
That story's definitely been told, bro. There's no way either of them is keeping that to themselves. Maybe Gopal would, but Gopal probably maybe talk about it in a couple of years' time.
Yeah. But I was just thinking, and that's what led me into question, like, what the lengths you've gone to like impress a girl that you're kind of going on a date with, like the lengths.
I haven't done something to that level. I did go on a date once, and I needed to buy. It was before Hiran's wedding, and I needed to buy a suit, and for some reason we weren't able to meet. Like, there was a bunch of times that we cancelled. So I said, "Look, if you don't mind, I need to go. I need to go and buy a suit." And she was lovely to help, bro, man. She really helped. It was awesome. She was like, "Oh yeah, try this, try that." The vibe wasn't there though. I was like, "Nah, this is gonna stop at this point." It's just, when you don't feel the vibe. The vibe wasn't there. So, but like she was game. She was like, "Oh yeah, cool. Let's go and have a look a few places." I don't know if I can't think of something where
or just something that's been a mission.
I've missioned it. Like, I've missioned it outside of London for a date and stuff.
Make mixtapes.
I've made a mixtape. Oh, one time I made a mixtape of so this was Jay-Z Blueprint album, yeah. The album was not out, but there were leaks on Kazaa.
Good old Kazaa.
Oh, bro, you know what I did? I downloaded all of those leaks, and I don't even know if they were the right. Apparently, they were the right songs. I couldn't confirm it because the album was not out. So I downloaded all of the songs off this album, so-called album, and then I found a photo of Jay-Z.
No, bro.
And because it was called the Blueprint, I put a blue filter on it using, I don't know what it was, Coral Draw or something from back in the day, bro. And then I like printed it loads of times because when I printed on paper, it wasn't like it was too thin, right? Because in the CD, the sleeve, the sleeve is thick. It's designed for cards, so if you put paper in there, it's going to keep sliding out. Then I had to print it. Then I had to put backing paper on it. Then I had to find backing paper. And then I finally put it all together, and then I was like, "This is going to be sick." And then she was like, "Those songs are not. Those are not his songs." She was not, and she was like, "Some of the quality is not even good, bro." She was like, "The quality is not that good." I mean, she didn't say in that same way, but she implied that there was a lot of effort that didn't really need to be done. But I think that was probably the biggest, like in my youth, probably the thing that I've spent the most amount of time on for that. You must have one,
bro. My one was, so the most amount of time I spent, right? And you probably won't relate to this, but Mick and H will. Every fucking Saturday morning, rocking up to Darren at 8:00. This shop opens at 9:30. Waiting in a 3.5 hour queue in what is a 2-seater tire shop, basically, when he first started out, to get a trim. And that was a regular thing every fucking Saturday. And this is not for a girl. It's in case you meet a girl, and then when you're going on a date, it's for the day or what, bro. Every fucking week
you need a fresh trim, innit? You need a fresh trim.
Clockwork. I mean, if I wrapped up the amount of hours I spent just standing out in the cold with like H and Mick,
I just never understood why you would spend so long at a barbershop, bro. I had to. When I shaved my hair off, I used to get a trim. But I would not spend anywhere near the amount of times you man be there.
And sometimes, like, to coordinate, we'll like plan 3 weeks in advance. Like, bruv, what time should we get there? It opens at 9. But the thing is, right, Back then, that we never knew what time he will turn up.
Oh, so he wasn't on schedule.
There was no schedule. You know, sometimes it might be 9, it might be 9:30, it might be 10, might be 10:30. The other,
And he never did. It's only walk-ins, right? No
yeah,
bookings.
back then there was no bookings because it was in his first ever shop. It was like literally you could fit like 3 people on the sofa and there's 2 chairs. But then if the other barber turns up, you don't want to go to him, right? Because that was like, you know, the barber in training or the barbers in training.
The trainee,
the trainee, right? You could always, like, you know, save
the fade's not right.
Yeah, you could save the pain of waiting like whatever time you have to wait and just deal with it in the hope that it might be okay. But then that one time it goes wrong, you're like fucked, and then you'll like toss, right? So Mick and H used to toss. He would go first when we were in that situation.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know any of this.
I'm telling you, and this is like this the length. Like
every week
or every other week. The minimum was every 2 weeks. That was the absolute minimum.
That is so much.
Saturday fucking mornings. So imagine it. You set out from home at 7:30. You don't get back till 12.
That's your day. That's your day, man. Imagine what you would do imagine it right now if you said to Pav, I'm just gonna go get a trim. I'm gonna leave at 7. I'm gonna see Cyril, I'm gonna see Hiran and Mick there, and I'll be back. I'll be back around like 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
Fuck off.
She'd be like, she'd be like, you better be working there, man, because you ain't coming back home.
Yeah. I know. I think that was like, yeah, that was the mission. To impress for a couple of years. Good couple of years.
But you weren't on a boat though, right? You didn't do any boating adventures.
No, only pedlos.
You did pedlos though?
Pedlos, like.
I don't think I've ever done pedlos.
We've done it on holiday.
On a date. On a date, no. I haven't done pedlos.
Not on a date. I don't know if I have. Maybe not. I don't.
I mean, the guy must have not known what he was getting himself in for, innit? And then there must have been a point where he's realised it's
not going well.
Not going well.
Bro, that's a big risk to take. What he should have done the week before, he should have gone out on his own.
Test run. He should have, man. If it was important. To him. I used to do test runs with Fernandez, you know. Me and Fernandez used to do date nights where I would find like a cool, like an exhibition or like a venue or a nice bar or stuff, and then I'd be like, should we go check this out? And then when I wanted a date, like a night date venue, I would have like an option that I've already vetted.
That's clever.
So Fernandez used to be my I used to have date night with Fernandez. Like we had a couple of spots. Actually, one of them was the karaoke incident that we spoke about last time. We meant to do something.
Oh yeah.
And then we got sidetracked and ended up doing karaoke somewhere, some random gate crashed, some Christmas party. So
joke.
So I have actually, to your point, I have done work, preliminary groundwork, recon kind of stuff.
Recon, yeah,
yeah.
See, this is the stuff like girls don't hear about.
Yeah, but I'm sure they have their equivalent.
No, they do, but I don't think we make it that obvious. We just play it cool on the day, innit?
Man, play it cool. No, I didn't do it. I just turned up.
Turn up, innit?
I just turned up. I just knew this place was. I wanted to check it out. Never had a chance. I checked out. Little do you know, I mean, my man's been there 3 weeks before, scoping out the menu, the cocktails, what time it gets busy, when it's quiet, when you could talk.
Yeah. See, I used to do that in some of the party, the promoting parties. Like that was the impress ticket. Like, here you go. Here's some VIP NQ jump.
No, but yeah, you had that in it from your promoter days.
Yeah, didn't really mean shit, but
comp, innit?
Comp didn't really mean shit. But, hey,
none of those things ended up working. I ended up, not marrying any of those.
Exactly.
Not marrying any of those prospects
for good reason.
For good reason, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have to make pirate DVDs or pirate CDs, bro. Thank God.
But saying that, right, with I remember our first day was what was it? Vinopolis, which doesn't exist anymore. Do you remember Vinopolis in London Bridge?
No,
So
no.
Vinopolis was fucking. So me and Ash went here, right? It's a
Yeah.
winery in London Bridge. Like, so you know where all the like Nando's and all that is, and
Yeah,
you know
yeah, yeah.
just before that, all those new shops. The
Yeah.
whole thing used to be a Vinopolis,
Oh,
like
okay.
massive building. So it's like wine tasting. You see how like the different types of wine are made, and like you do a tasting through it, and then there's like a little shop, like
Oh, I didn't know that.
fucking yeah, sick, bruv. To get a ticket to that place was a mission. Number one, it's fully booked, so I had to like. Okay, it's the shit I do at like work during like lunch. Took a train there, queued for like 2 hours. I didn't even have a ticket. Just to speak to the front desk to see if I could buy a ticket because I couldn't buy
Oh
one
my
online.
God.
And then on the day, I must have found out. Oh yeah, like perhaps like black lilies, right, or like purple lilies or dark lilies, whatever they are. How? Where the fuck do you get one of those, bro? I've only seen white lilies or blue lilies. So
Yeah.
another, endless number of hours on the internet searching for this mythical black lily that is apparently,
What? This was for the first
yeah,
date?
bro. And I could, and
Whoa.
then, bro, and then I couldn't find one. Yeah, so I'm like, I'm sure London Bridge has got somewhere, right? Oh,
Wait, so hold on. You wanted to give her black
yeah,
lilies.
or one.
Okay.
Whatever
One
I could
lily.
find, basically, bro. I went to the extent where I'm like, what if I spray paint it? That's bait. Yeah, bro. I spent another couple of hours running around London Bridge and Borough.
Did you find it?
I found a dark purple, which was closed.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was your first date.
Yeah, yeah. All those years ago, bruv. Yeah, bruv. I think we do missions, untold
We
missions.
do. I mean, I did. I didn't do missions on the first date. Gagan would definitely say that. I just rocked up as if I was like luggerel, bro.
Was
Yeah.
that your exhibition?
But the mission was the proposal. The
Oh,
proposal was the
yeah.
biggest mission, bro. I might as well tell the story because I'm not going to tell it. We are gonna. I won't do it justice, but let's get into it. The eve of the pandemic,
Yeah.
just before it's gonna get into like lockdown. No one knows. This is 2019 December. Christmas is Gagan's favorite day of the year, and she was back in the US. I was here, and I decided that I was going to surprise propose to her on Christmas Day. And I also decided that I wouldn't tell her any of this, no idea, none of it. I'd fly out there on Christmas Eve, land on Christmas Day, and rock up at her front door with a wedding ring. I was also going to dress up as Santa Claus, head to toe, bruv, like the beard, everything. It was a full on outfit. So I bought a Santa Claus outfit. I then got fake snow because I wanted to have fake snow that I would put outside because she's in like Central Valley, California. There ain't no snow there, bro. So I was gonna say like, let me make some snow. So I put some snow there. I bought that. I bought a GoPro camera to strap it on me so that we could see so I could capture the moment as well. I had like glasses that had video spy glasses that I would use so I can have like that personal human view, like face level view. And then I on top of all of that, I video blogged the whole thing. And I'm like at every stage of the journey, I'm telling her what I'm doing and where I'm going. Like I get an Uber, I get the Uber driver to say congratulations. I go to the airport, I get the staff to say congratulations. I'm flying American Airlines, I get them to say congratulations. And then I start I'm just like enjoying this process. So I start stopping random people and I'm like, hi, I'm just getting doing a proposal for my fiance to be. Would you mind saying a few words of congratulations? And I got so many people that were just like, oh yeah, of course, we'd love to do it. I got more than I needed, so I had to edit them out. Like there was some of them were like, this is just not about it. And then I had one flight to get to LAX, landed in LAX, and from LAX I was flying to San Jose, and that was a tiny plane. You know, one of those really small planes. So I was like, I'm just gonna go into the cockpit and make the pilot say congratulations. So I rock up back then, bruv.
Yeah.
Like COVID, it was like this was before COVID, so you know, you could just rock up anyway. And I asked the air hostess, and I was like, I'm just, doing a proposal for you. Would you mind if I can speak to the pilot and get him to say a few messages, a few words? And so he says it, and then I film the plane, me taking off, film me getting ready as Santa Claus, and film, obviously, the surprise. It was a long process. But I think that is the ultimate lengths that I have been to, bro. And it was 100%. Obviously, it was worth it, man. This is my wife now, innit?
It worked.
It worked, bro. But you do it when it counts, innit?
Exactly.
You do it when you count,
bro. You're right. You didn't do that story justice. I mean, obviously, I've seen the videos and all of that. Right, that was fucking sick. What you pulled off was another level.
It was fun, man. I was contemplating doing a video like this. So then we did another video for the wedding, because we had to get married in Gibraltar for the pandemic, because of the pandemic and stuff. And there was another video that we made similar style. Then I was like, well, might as well do a trio and do one for baby. And I was like, yeah, there's no way that's gonna fly.
Nah. Oh, bro.
But yeah, man, those are the lengths, bro.
Yeah.
There's definitely no robos. So.
Yeah, I can't think of any more. Those, yeah. So yeah, that's basically, it wasn't my struggle, but it's a struggle I've witnessed firsthand. So
relatable,
relatable, exactly, relatable firsthand. I mean, what do we call Gopal?
Gopal was out by the sea, stranded and in a boat, and hopefully he didn't sink his chances of success, bro, or romance.
But if he's listening, look, these like some stories of inspiration.
There's plenty of fish in the sea.
That's deep.
All right, I think we're done. Yeah. Thank you so much, Cyril, for jumping on. I appreciate you coming on at last minute. I literally asked Cyril like a couple of days ago. I think even less than that. So thanks for jumping on this.
Problem.
Episode 99, bruv.
99 problems.
One away.
One away, bruv.
We'll see you next week for episode number 100. Share the struggle, find the funny, and see you later, people. Bye.